Stepping into a little hey,
Stepping on eggshells.
13 months in a row. Look at
13
that.
months in a
Lucky,
row.
lucky
Good
13.
lord.
Good looking out, man.
In a
Appreciate
row
it.
is crazy.
So yeah, a little debate, little discussion. The main gist of the
What's that?
argument, not argument, it was more like a debate. What it says on,
We were
on
definitely
the title.
arguing in chat, but
Yeah, but we'll,
this is a debate, but we were definitely.
Well, I wasn't arguing. He was arguing with me.
all right, so
That's
what,
true, yeah.
what we gonna
I
do
definitely
is
called you a
I'm
stupid
gonna
fuck
try
a
to
couple
moderate
times.
as best as possible. These two are they get pretty rambunctious. What's the word?
Rambunctious?
Yeah, they get that. They get what he said. They get that sometimes. So I got Cash. He's in the back, just kind of grilling them. And if they get a little
We have the
too
same
crazy,
brand.
we're gonna pull them apart and hose them down. You know, old school style. Yeah, yeah. we got them both here. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna let I don't know. Let's let No Vision say what his basically his bottom line, not bottom line, but his thoughts were, and then we'll have Kid Vision right
How
just say his thing. So just lay
how
out
are we
your
going
basis.
to how are we going upon this? Like, are we going to category by category or something, or what?
Oh, just lay out what you think first, like what your main
Like, why
argument
do you
is.
think Mortal Kombat is harder than Street Fighter?
Yeah, do that first.
Um,
And no, Kid
I
Vision's not
think
gonna
I
jump in and interrupt you, and you won't do the same when he does his side. So let's go.
okay. Like I just lay out everything, or I just say my
Yeah,
reasons to why.
yeah. Well, lay out
Okay.
as much as you can.
Okay. Hold on, I'll tell the music down a little bit. No smoking.
I'm gonna get some music on.
You don't gotta do
Okay.
any type of like, oh, he said this, so I said this. No, just lay out
No,
your side of
no.
it, and that's it.
This is the reason why I think Mortal Kombat is harder to play than Street Fighter, because I think it's way more options and way more mechanics in Mortal Kombat that you have to deal with and guess on versus Street Fighter. Like I mentioned this before, like there's many options to avoid something that you have to that both opponents have to like think about what they're gonna do. Um Depends on the situation. Like for Mortal Kombat, when it comes to grabbing, you have options to duck it because it's a high, you have options to jump it or tech it. That's three different options. For Street Fighter, you can only either tech it. Yeah, that's your only option. You can either tech it because you can't do nothing else to get out of a grab loop. Your only option is to tech it, and you have to get it right. We have flawless blocking to prevent chip damage. Street Fighter doesn't have that, but you have to be precise with the flawless blocking. Um, they have the parry system. You could technically do that, but that's only between gaps. We also have like high attacks that you can also duck and avoid too, and punish like yeah, you can duck high attacks. That's the other thing. Street Fighter doesn't have a high attack, so that's also less thing you have to deal with in Street Fighter. Let's see here.
Take your time, no rush.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as I go.
Again, chat. Anybody want to
Um,
chime in? Feel free to. And
yeah, there's many more strings that Mortal Kombat, and like wait, that means like more frame data you have to deal with and more strings you have to learn, including the air strings. Like there is like a lot of strings that Street Fighter has, but when it comes to like combo extensions to like execute, like Street Fighter is not near that. Um, let's see.
just real quick, Kid Vision, please refrain from antagonizing your opponent.
Oh, also
sorry,
there,
my bad, my bad.
and also I think Mortal Kombat has a lot more characters with different playstyles. When Street Fighter does have like characters with different playstyles, but most of the characters in there play the same. When it comes to most of them being a brother, when like only like one is the zoner and the rest are like a couple is the grapplers, but the majority of them is brawlers. Um, mm, mm,
Why you looking lost, bro?
Do you want to throw something in?
No,
Do you want to think of something? Do you want to say
No,
something?
we're not gonna fall out of track. You could think about some shit. Could let Kid Vision say his piece, and then he was quiet 99.05% of the time. So,
I had to mute my microphone, bro.
so let him rock, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
So, I have a document here now. I did research. I did planning, chat. I did a poll on Twitter. That's why you should vote for me for president. But no. So on Twitter, it seems like the consensus. Now, I will admit a lot of my people who follow me are either Dragon Ball FighterZ players or Street Fighter players. I don't really have that many Mortal Kombat players, so the polls can be skewed a little bit. But it was 73 to 20 to 27. With Street Fighter taking it. But to rebuttal what you said, my friend, I did inputs and specials count. So I took Kimberly and Lee May, who are very similar archetypes, kind of that rush down set play type characters. Kimberly, as far as inputs come, has 24 different inputs. That means
Wait, let me fix the projector because your graph is not showing up that well. All right, you guys look over there. There's his graph.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Turn the brightness down. It hurts the eye.
All right.
Okay. So Kimberly has 24 inputs and moves basically. So that means crouch light punch, stand light punch, crouch medium kick, stand medium kick, stuff like that. Where Lee May has 30 inputs. So as far as like, and that includes every string. I went by and I counted Lee May strings. So that includes like stand 1, stand 1 2, stand 1 2 4, stuff like that. She total of 30, which I do, I makes sense. Now here's where the difference comes in. Kimberly has 29 different special moves. And that includes teleport, each bomb throw of light, medium, heavy, because they do different things. They explode different times. Each run that she does with run cancel, run slide, run overhead, run plus frames, stuff like that, and enhanced moves. Lee May only has 12. So very interesting. Less there. And then Kimberly has 3 supers, where Lee May technically has 1. But I also counted the cameo in Lee May's area. So I use Scorpion cameo. So 5 different moves there with Scorpion cameo. So they're pretty even when it comes to like moves and having to learn frame data and stuff like that. But here's my counter argument, right, to the whole input specials and different things that you said with strings. Unlike Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter's frame data changes depending on the situation. So if you get a counter punish, it adds more frames of hit stun. So like a counter punish attack, more frames of hit stun. If you drive rush, I believe it adds 4 more frames of hit stun. I don't quote me on the exact number, but I believe it's 4. So that's why with Kimberly, I can do drive rush, crouch medium kick into stand medium kick, link, where typically I can't outside of that. So it changes and alters depending on the situation, as well as the combo system in Street Fighter, while is not as intensive as you're not, doing 60 to 70% combos. The link system is a lot harder, in my opinion, to thank you, Toes. It does add 4, but it's a lot harder to get down and understand. Like you have to. So I watched a video, and for example, Ryu's standing heavy kick leaves you +9 on hit, which means you have to use a move that is 9 frames or lower to know that. Whereas Mortal Kombat, it's like, okay, I have 1, 2, 4 string. That's my string. It tells me it. I just do that. Boom. You don't have to look into training mode, find the correct frame data, find what links, and then find what links off drive rush punishes and counter punishes. So the combo system, while not as like crazy, it's harder in my opinion. So I have that. I also took Blanca and Kenshi's. I wish I knew more about Chun-Li because Kenshi and Chun-Li are both like stance characters somewhat. Kenshi's a little bit more of like a puppet character than Chun-Li is, obviously. But Kenshi has like 60 inputs or like 60 strings. He has 26 specials, so like his are off the chart. Where Blanca has like 24 inputs. He has 25 specials. When you're in his level 2 Blanca install super, he gets 30 because you can do different directions with Blanca Ball after using it, and then obviously he has the 3 supers. So a little bit closer there as well with Kenshi taking it out, but I also counted with, and I need help on this one because I tried my best. Street Fighter also has more universal mechanics than Mortal Kombat 1 as far as counter punish combos and things of the sort. That's a universal mechanic. It has drive rush, that you can do in neutral. It has drive rush cancels, which you can do on hit or on block. Parry, perfect parry, drive impact, both in corner and so it has, I think I counted about 7, where Mortal Kombat, I believe, only has 6, and that comes to the block button, wave dash, flawless block, cameo meter, amplify meter. And I think that's really it. It doesn't really have any other like universal mechanics. So like the numbers point towards Street Fighter 6, just like number based, nerdy based, being a little bit harder. I have more, but I feel like I've been talking your guys' ear off.
I see, and No Vision was good. No jump ins.
Is it I don't know, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's really valid to count like basically I know Street Fighter characters have multiple special moves, but most of those multiple special moves are the same move but directional. So I don't think that's really valid to like include like those as well when it's like technically the same move, but just for like different, but just range is different.
But it does different
Um,
things though. It's a different special move. It's not the same special move. It does different things. So you can't count it as the same special move. Right? Or like
I'm confused. So like, are you saying that Kimberly's like teleport does something different for like when you like direct it?
so not her
The
teleport.
same
You
with
know,
her bombs?
yeah, so her
Or
bomb, right? So if I use down and the light punch button, that is the quickest bomb. It explodes, and I believe 2 or exactly 3 crouching light punches. It explodes. Medium bomb explodes a little bit after. I think it's like 10 frames after, and then heavy bomb explodes even further past that. And that's why when I do my Kimberly setups, I do crouching light punch, crouching light punch, crouching light punch, quarter circle forward light punch, and then I am able to convert off the heavy bomb explosion.
okay, so this
So
is
it
the other thing. This is the other thing in comparison to like what you did with the Lee May and Kimberly. What was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say something about that.
They're very similar archetypes, and that's why I chose them, and I main both those characters. And so that's why I chose those characters in particular. And I also wanted to show, like, and say too, you had said that Street Fighter characters are all brawler archetypes, which just isn't true at all. Eh, not at
I
all.
didn't
You
say
have
all of them. I said majority of them.
majority, yeah, but that's not
Yeah.
true. You have charge characters, setup characters, zoning characters. You have zoners, you have grapplers, you have armored characters, you have setup characters, charge characters, pure rush. Yeah, the only like pure rushdown is Cammy, and in my opinion, no, just Cammy. Like Cammy is the only pure rushdown character because I think Kimberly's more of a setup character. So it's like very different, and it like they have multiple zoners. I think Dulcim, JP, and Guile.
Is
Those are
armored
zoners.
characters a thing? Is that an actual playstyle?
Yeah. A lot of people call them like tanks in fighting games. They just, for example, Z Broly, Marisa in Street Fighter. I would
Wouldn't
say
they just be grapplers?
no,
But
because
don't they all have command grabs and like armor?
they have some command grabs, but it's I think majority of their kit is armor. So like Marisa's stance is armor.
I was
It's
gonna
not-
ask. So would Marisa, and the other guy, the one with
Zaif?
the they be considered the two different? One's a grappler, one's an armor.
Yes. So I
Okay.
I would
But doesn't
consider.
Zangief have armor too? I'm confused.
Yeah, so he does have armor, but he's more of a grappler than he is like using armor to her advantage. Where Marisa only has one command grab, and she wants you to hit her armor so that she can get big damage on you in her stance. So like her stance has armor, and that is the way you play her. That's why if you watch Baron play Marisa, listen to Baron play Marisa, he's swinging full screen like a fucking psycho because he has armor. He wants you to come and do something, and that's what she wants. And so like I don't think Mortal Kombat really has an armored character like that has like armor on like normals and shit. I think
Yeah,
the
I don't
only
think so.
only one I can kind of think that would be like General Zhao a little bit more, because he's. But even then,
It would be
Bro,
more like
nobody
Havoc,
has
probably.
armor. They just have that amplified one wake up with
Armored
one hit of
wake up.
armor that's ass.
yeah.
So for
But-
what's his name,
But
Havoc,
we
that has the
can't
fucking
forget-
multiple hits. That motherfucker.
Oh yeah, maybe Havoc. That makes sense to me.
But that's the thing, and also like that's the thing though, like that. Yeah, shouldn't that like in sense like make the complications more game because you have like one specific mechanic like to one thing that to deal with, but like when it depends on the circumstance. Like you have like different options to like either avoid it or get hit by it. When you said Street Fighter has universal mechanics when Mortal Kombat has less, but it depends on what the character that you play. Then it differs to that specific mechanic though. That's the thing. I think that's why it complicates the game more because when you like
But
shouldn't like technically should that like definitely like make the game like a bit complicated, the fact that like they share less universal mechanics
similarities.
and like yeah.
So I agree slightly, and I disagree slightly as well. So like, for example, when it comes to universal mechanics in Street Fighter, every character uses those universal mechanics differently. They just all have access to it.
I'm sorry, how? I'm confused.
How
So
do
like
they use
so
like
yeah, so
for
if you was
instance-
if you was to parry, are you saying like, do you have to do something different? If you was to parry a move and then counter that, or if you
Yeah,
was to
so
drive rush and you was to like go for combo?
yes, exactly. So for example, I cannot if I'm fighting like a Chun-Li with really good reactions, you cannot drive rush on her or jump at her, right? Because or you have to be careful about like parrying her as well because she has such long range normals, right? So I can't use those universal mechanics against Chun-Li. And for if you look at um DJ or Juri, when they drive rush at you, they're like damn near teleporting at you. Their drive rushes are so quick that you have to check them differently. With other characters like Zangief, who has a very slow drive rush, I can do like stand medium kick and get a very large knockdown on him, or like punish on him. With Jury or DJ, I have to do stand light kick or crouching light punch, and I have to space them out more. So like they all use it so differently. Some characters are better at using the drive rush cancel, where other characters are better at using drive rush and neutral and stuff like that. So you have to those universal mechanics, yes, you know that they have access to it, but you have to now know, okay, this character has access to doing it this way. I got to be careful because this character does it differently. Yeah, Ken's drive rush, he's blinking at you and you're taking 80% corner to corner. But that's just Ken's fucking
So
bullshit.
so that's you guys breakdown on that. Now, just to kind of move
I,
along to
I'm
like a different thing.
kind of.
Go
I
ahead.
could kind of say for that. I could kind of say the same thing for Mortal Kombat though. Like
Yeah, I think they're very similar. That's why I agreed
it's
with you.
still,
And
despite that, like you still sharing universal mechanics in the game, and it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it depends on the matchup, but that goes for like every fighting game though, because the matchup's not going to be the same because it's not like you're doing the mirror match. So that's like, obvious there. So I don't think that is actually like differs. The fact that like it would be more complicated dealing with Mortal Kombat like over that, like when it comes to different mechanics, 'cause, like characters do like different things when they all like share different mechanics, when most of the
well,
mechanics in Street Fighter is shared for
my only re-
for all the characters. So that's the thing.
my only
I,
rebuttal with that is before we move on, sorry, Blaze. My
uh,
only rebuttal with that
No, you're
is
good.
yes, you are correct, but I'm also having to keep in mind that characters bullshit in their own right, right? So like I I need to watch out for not only these universal mechanics, but I need to know, okay, is this Ken gonna drive rush at me? Is he gonna use his universal mechanic, or is he gonna use Dragon Lash and fuck my face? And I just gotta hold that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to watch out for not only the more in my opinion, more crazy universal mechanics than Mortal Kombat. You also have to watch out for the crazy bullshit that the characters themselves has as well, just like in Mortal Kombat. So it adds you have this layer that you have to watch out for. But I do agree with you. Like I think those are pretty similar in a sense. But my whole point with the universal mechanics is I think that Street Fighter has the more bullshit one, like mechanics when it comes to universal, and I think that they have more in general as well. So,
well, that would
but
be that will also be the same circumstance for flawless blocking then, because yeah, you will have to like watch out there because like once you get flawless block, you're more negative one frames and harder on recovery, so you're gonna get like big time punish. So that would typically be
yeah,
the same thing that everyone also shares. So
true.
Yeah. So I think in that's where you guys pretty much exchange information, learn some shit, and there's some counterbalances that kind of could go either way on that, which is
I
good. That's what it's about. Kind of just
I
fucking learning shit.
also wanted to point out to a couple things. Throw loops. You said all you have to do is tech the throw, which I think that's just your lack of playing Street Fighter because you didn't really play it like that. Like you played it, but you didn't play it like I
yeah,
do. There's many options to deal with throw loops. They are bullshit. I will admit that the community right now is complaining about throw loops because they are so stupidly strong. But there's a couple different options, and that's something you need to know and figure out. So, for example, Kimberly's one of the best characters to deal with throw loops, and also sometimes the worst. Because I can jump throw loops. You can jump out of them, and you will not get
Okay,
grabbed.
isn't that just because they miss time? They would miss the timing, or they're not close
Nope,
to you enough for the grab.
nope.
Because
You can jump it no matter what. You can movement out of it. So in the corner, a lot of people jump it. The issue with that, and this is why Kimberly's good at it, is your jumps, you're a little bit floaty. Depending on the character, you're a little bit floatier. So you can't really get a clean punish on throw loops. Where Kimberly, she has a dive. If you do down and medium punch in the air, she like dives down to the ground. You can also, like Toast said, reversal out of it. Oh, my voice scratch. You can also reversal out of it. So can Dragon Lash, can Shoryuken, stuff like that. So you have multiple options. They're just
reverse with like, what do you mean with just special moves in general? Armor.
yeah. Armored moves, special moves. A lot of people. So like for you play JP, they'll use amnesia, EX amnesia, which you can't grab out of it. And if you do grab them, he gets a full punish on you for it. And you can go into level 2 off that and get huge damage and crazy shit off that. So you can't grab. That's what makes JP so strong, is grabbing him is a risk unless
Yeah.
you can bait that. And so it's like, so there are multiple ways out of throw loops. Are they risky? Yes, but that's fighting games in general, and I think that's what makes Street Fighter so scary, is the fact that if you lose neutral and then you get brought to the corner, you have to hold it, and you have to figure out in that stressful time what to do. And whereas Mortal Kombat, because the combos are so long and they don't have throw loops, and in my opinion, holding someone in the corner is a little bit harder with certain characters than others. You have to really know those setups, right? And that's just my lack of the knowledge in the game with Lee May not knowing those. But
Is
um,
it? I'm sorry. Is it really just depending on the matchup when it comes to like the throw loop on who you're playing? Because it sounds like it really just depends on like who you are. Like any other circumstance, you're gonna get throw looped unless you don't tech it. Because it, like, to how you said it, it doesn't seem like every character can do that, or not
um,
every character get universal out of it.
yeah.
Because
So
it really depends.
not every, it depends on your character, and that's another thing. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
have
the
to
thing
have
though.
that
So
knowledge.
that's yeah, and that's less thing you have to deal with when it comes to throws, because if you have a character that doesn't have any in that, then it's you have no choice but to tech it, or either if you don't do
But
it on time, you get caught in a throw loop.
so
That's
I mean, everybody can jump out of it, but the thing, I think the difference is, though, that's where your matchup knowledge and a lot more of the knowledge of knowing Street Fighter comes in my opinion, and instead of Mortal Kombat. Like, I need to know, okay, am I really scared of Chun-Li in the corner with, or Ray just said, if
Yeah,
I'm in the corner of Mortal
because
Kombat,
not
I
every
just
character
teleport.
has a strong throw loop or
yeah.
throw loop at all.
Yeah,
So
Chun-Li doesn't have a throw loop. Um, but Ken does. And so you have to watch out for that, but you can't throw loop Ken back without the scare of either shimmying him or his reversal or him jumping or him pressing a button, which throw loop will beat that. But if I'm scared of 4 different other options, me trying to throw is not doable, you know? Um, and then if I try to bait the throw with a button, is he actually instead of trying to tech my throw, is he gonna drive impact me, and then I get counter punished, kind of, and then he gets he gets corner position because he can do that.
Yeah.
You have to, the knowledge of the game, watching the resource of the game is also something in that poll. A lot of people were saying is the resource management in Street Fighter is so heavy compared to Mortal Kombat, because you have to not only watch your own drive gauge, your own super meter, your own burnout gauge, because if you get into burnout, that's when you take chip damage. So there is chip damage in the game, but you have to be in burnout. How many hits can I take until I'm in burnout? Can I put this opponent in burnout? When they're in burnout, if I get them to the corner, can I get stunned? Like, can I get
Yeah.
the stun combos? Stuff like the resource management you have to do in Street Fighter is also one reason why I think Street Fighter is harder than Mortal Kombat. And I do want to say too, like, I saw someone, one of my homies from the Xbox, named Crota, King Crota. He said he thinks Mortal Kombat is more complicated, but Street Fighter is harder. And I was like, I don't understand what that means. And he said, well, with Mortal Kombat, you have to be careful because of the cameo system, and especially with Trevor's dumbass, or Tremor's dumbass being put in the game, right? And now, I mean, Sonic Fox tweeted a Sindel combo where it's a set restand into pretty much unblockable, and it does 90%.
Yeah, but that's Sonic Fox. Those those videos with him and his tier list and everything else, very specific. Is very specific to him. A lot of it, and he
Well,
flip flops a lot on a lot of the stuff he says.
They do, but you also have to keep in mind, like, that's tech nevertheless. You know, like, that is something that could happen in match, and
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the game more complicated. Is the cameo system adds so much depth to Mortal Kombat. Without the cameo system, if you were saying Street Fighter is still easier than Mortal Kombat, I'd be like, you're fucking stupid and know nothing about like fighting games. But with the cameo system, I see a very strong argument for it, because it adds so much depth.
Yeah,
to
and
the
you
game.
you really can't compare that 1-to-1 because
And
there's
that's
no
the
cameo
thing. Like
system in Street Fighter.
when it comes, it depends on the cameo, because there is like some cameos you can't just throw out there, Serena. But when it comes to like the good cameos that you have to like be calculated with, that's when like the brain comes in, because you just can't throw them
100%,
out
and
there
that's
and just like not,
and
and
I
just capitalize off of it.
And I
Like,
definitely agree. I think that Mortal Kombat in itself is more complicated, but I think harder to execute and to play. It has to go to Street Fighter.
So that's the
in
thing
my
right there, and just to like kind of transition when you mentioned about burnout, burnout does affect frames too. Like, it doesn't affect
does.
frames. So just to switch to over to the frames kind of argument, how do you guys
Mhm.
feel like about how people respect frames, treat frames, react to frames? Which game do you
Oh
think
my
has the more difficult frame data to kind of manage in a match?
Street Fighter,
So-
because no one in Mortal Kombat respects any sort of frames. I'm sorry. Y'all are the biggest mashers I've ever played against.
Wait a minute. Wait,
Yeah,
Cash.
nah,
What?
bro.
Wait,
Fuck
it
the
goes.
fuck
that
frames.
I
Wait.
said the same thing in the Street Fighter. The same thing could be said in Street Fighter, because
But hold on.
the
Hold
people
on.
literally do the same thing now.
I think Cash was gonna say something about the mashing. So make sure he heard mashing and he's popped up.
Yeah, Cash. Let us know, Masher, what you got here.
Fuck your plus frames, bro.
Yo. It's so crazy. The people be blocking back 3-4 with Lee May. That is +7, and people still mash on me, bro. I was like, I have 14 frames to make you explode.
So do you-
like,
so-
why are you
Whoa,
pressing?
whoa,
That's
pause.
just player.
Pause, bro.
Just players in
Please.
general. I mean, generally, like, that's a common thing, because you're gonna get that at every fighting game, because you definitely got that many people type of players in Street Fighter. Like, you can say that.
100%. There's
That's
those mashers, but I think that
like, honestly, take Alex. I mean, Thumbless, and take Toes, for
Kusa.
example.
Toes, yes. But I think that
Yeah.
the risk of mashing in Street
Hell, even
Fighter.
Cash.
Yeah, true. But the risk of mashing in Street Fighter, I think, is a lot higher, in my
Well,
opinion.
this where Cash could kind of put his 2 cents in real quick, because he's played Street Fighter enough to know how his mashing is. He just press a lot. He's not, he does that.
Yeah.
He could
I
tell
don't know,
you if
man.
it.
Street Fighter, people know how to punish. You do get punished harder than in Mortal Kombat.
All right, there you
Yeah,
go.
like, because, I mean, look at because you get the punish counters. That's the difference, right? I gain access to brand new combo routes if you mash and I hit you out of the recovery, stuff like that. Like, if I block, Toads does play a little crazy, right? And he
Come
does
on,
reversals on Wake
a
Up a lot.
little.
A little? No. Toads plays crazy, bro. And so if I bait his reversal with Cammy, I do stand heavy punch, and then I gain access. I can do teleport into a whole new combo, and then I can add drive rush on top of that, which gains me access to new combos on top of that. Can mash all day, worry free.
So who would you? Wait a minute. I guess it's kind of tough to ask you guys. Who would you consider? I guess I'll ask Kid and then I'll ask No Vision. Or sorry, ask Kid. Who do you consider to be the most mash-friendly character in Street Fighter 6?
Most mash friendly character in Street Fighter 6.
So far, what I
Wait.
experienced.
Wow.
Wait,
I
okay,
want to hear his opinion
wait,
first. Here.
No,
Vision.
but we'll get. I'm gonna get to his, but I want to get
Okay.
since you play the game more than him, you will have more of a
Yeah.
legit answer. And then I'm gonna ask Vision. You can tell me this: the Mortal Kombat, who you consider to be the most match friendly in
Wait, so
MK1.
is we saying for both Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter?
No,
or is
he's
he saying
he's
for-
just saying Street Fighter. You just gonna say Mortal
Oh.
Kombat.
So for Street Fighter, it's really hard. Personally, I think the most like fuck it we ball character and players that I've noticed are Cammy players. They are always doing reversal, always doing super, because she has such a good reversal. Like, if you reversal in the corner, she puts you in the corner, and for a rushdown character, that's huge. And so I think the most mashy players are Cammy, but the character that promotes people and makes people want to mash
that's
the
what I want
most,
to know. That's what I want to know.
JP. JP, because he has so many options and he wants to reset that neutral so that he can just zone you and keep you out and lame you out, right? And so he's mashing EX Amnesia, his reversal, where you can't grab him or you can't hit him, you have to bait it. He's mashing Rattle's done fucking command grab on Wake Up to me. Like,
You lost to that a couple times.
I lost some rounds to that shit, bro. Like, that's crazy. That
So
command grab
you're
is
gonna go with
slow.
JP as the most mash friendly or mash promoting
JP
character.
with Cammy very close behind him, and I think Ken and Guile are also in discussion there. But I mean, that's my top fucking 4. So
Vision, who do you think in Mortal Kombat is? I guess you get top 4 too. That's so far as you know, who's like mash friendly characters.
The best match friendly.
Yeah, the ones that you think like let people mash and they get away with it.
thank you.
Melina is definitely up there.
Thank you.
Lee May is definitely up there too.
She has great reversals. That's why. Johnny as well.
I want to say Johnny as well. Honestly, a lot of characters.
So more. So you're saying more? There's
bro.
more mash
Where like
friendly.
the top you said top 4?
Well, you said most, but you could give your top 4. You said Melina, Lee May, Johnny.
So you say Melina, Lee May, Reptile.
Really?
Yeah,
Reptile?
Reptile match is hard.
I haven't fought
know.
any
He
reptiles
has
on
good,
PC,
he has
so.
good mids. He has good mids.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He is a strong ass character when it comes to mashing.
You think Raiden is a good
Um,
mash friendly character?
Who?
He is,
Raiden.
but for his mashing,
Oh.
he can get punished hard as hell for it
Yeah.
if you play him
Oh
right.
man, I want to
So
shit on
like, he's
Kusa
not
for
a
using
character
him.
you can actually get away with if you playing like someone that's good. But
I
you
think
can't.
that
That goes
not-
for anyone.
Not to cut you off too hard.
No.
Baraka. Oh my god! Don't even get
Baraka,
me
yeah.
started on Baraka, bro. I will. This will turn into a discussion until I'm gonna punch my monitor. I hate that Tercotton dumbass, bro.
Sorry, Cash, you didn't make it to the top 4.
But that was before the nerf though. Like I feel like dealing with him now though, it's like a lot better. He can still like mash his ass off, but I think like it's
Crazy,
more
man.
punishable now. Now that he slowed his movement now, his damage is like less now, so he can't get remorted as much as he can. And plus,
Yeah.
they don't have Cyrex to help them out anymore with the
Conversion.
reversal as much as
Yeah.
anymore. So
Yeah.
So
he's a lot toned down now. But yeah, in the beginning, yeah, he was a monster.
I wanted to say too, not to cut you off. I'm so sorry, but I think with Lee May's mashing a little bit more is I feel like she doesn't get much of her mashing. Yes, she has plus frames, but like everything she does has gaps in it. Everything, and I even tweeted this too. I was like, one thing I'm really struggling with Mortal Kombat compared to Street Fighter is in Mortal Kombat you have to condition the absolute hell out of players. Um, you can't just go, okay, I'm gonna mix you here like you can in Dragon Ball Fighters, right? Like you can be conditioned all you want in Dragon Ball Fighters, but in the end, if I hit you with base Vegeta rocket kick into assist, you're getting 50-50. You just gotta hold that. I'm sorry. Um,
I'm sorry, different game.
no, I understand, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm struggling with a lot, and I think that's why people mash on me more, and why I feel like Mortal Kombat is a more like mashy game, because they just don't respect anything you do.
So does the way the games, like, I guess the way the frames work in each game, do you think that promotes more the mashing? Because the MK frame stuff is more forgiving, and
I
Street Fighter
think
is
it
a
just
lot
goes to saying
tighter.
for I think that's a common thing though. I don't think that's really valid because like you could do the same thing in every game because you still get a majority a lot of those players that don't respect your frame because people
No,
just like to play just to say like play just to
fuck it,
play
we
say like
ball.
fuck it.
YOLO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
well,
you get that in any fighting game. So
that's why that's
100%.
why I asked
I wouldn't
our resident
I
masher
can't
that question.
like I definitely can't say that I can't well I mean I seen like a lot of it but I can't like necessarily say that it's more masters in this game than that game but I could generally say like there's a lot of those players in each game though so you'll get that every fighting game you're gonna go into
I think it's
that
also
one respect
in Street Fighter.
I would I'm sorry I would
You're
say
good.
it's a different way of dealing with it though. Like
100%.
there,
Yeah.
you have different ways of dealing with masters because it's a different game. Since like you have different like tools to use because it's a different game. So
I
that's why I
also
was
wanted to
going.
say too, I think that the reward for mashing in Mortal Kombat is also higher. Because if you get a good hit, like if I land stand one with Lee May, you could take 50% for that. Like
Yeah,
where in Street Fighter, if I mash with Kimberly, I'm really only getting like maybe two or at max three crouching light punches into a quarter circle forward move, right? And so I'm not getting nearly as much from that, and I think that's one reason why the the draw of mashing is higher. Because you're like, well, if I don't respect them here and I win,
well, that's kind
my
of different
reward is
though
higher.
because it's just like one character basically that you're comparing to versus like the whole roster of Mortal Kombat because like character is not like
High
I mean,
gaming.
honestly, you're comparing that to like the lowest tier character in not the lowest tier, but one of the low tier characters in Street Fighter. So I honestly don't think that's also like
So,
valid
well, okay,
compared
so
to
if we take,
yeah.
so let's take Ken, who in my opinion is number one in the game. I think he's the best character in the game. Let's take Ken for example, right? He can get big damage, but the most you're seeing a Ken, if they're close, and Street Fighter's spacing is so weird. I mean, so is Mortal Kombat's there, so I'm not gonna really bring that up. But spacing in fighting games is crazy. So he can let lowest, he can get like down or crouching light punch into Shoryuken or into uh Hadouken. At most, he's getting a side switch on you, and then you set up positioning. And I think that's in Street Fighter. It's less, I'm gonna go for big damage here. and it's more I'm either gonna get you off me because you're throw looping me to death, or I'm gonna mash on you because I want this position. I'm in the corner. I'm Ken. I'm gonna Dragon Lash and put you in the corner, and now I'm putting you in that strong situation. I think it's more like setting yourself up for success, where Mortal Kombat is like killing them, which is still setting yourself setting yourself up for success. A lot of S sounds there, but it's less like setup, and it's more I'm just gonna nuke your health bar kind of deal. And I think that's what makes Mortal Kombat a little bit more stressful too, for me, is I know like if I fuck up something, or if I get mashed on, or something like that, I'm probably dying. Unless I have a breaker, I'm probably dying. My set against Rattle yesterday, where I was doing good against a Scorpion, he brought out Sub-Zero, and I just got ragdolled. Like, I drop a combo, I die.
Pretty
He would
much.
press on 2-1. I would do 2-1-4. He would respect the gap there, and then he would press on me, or after plus frames, because I tried to like shimmy him or something like that, and I'm taking 40% damage into a setup, and so it's like it's a lot more stressful in my opinion. That's why I say I think it's more complicated because of the cameos and the setups. But
That
I
was
think
a
that
fun one
Street
to
Fighter
watch
in
when they were going off
practice
on
and, like,
yesterday. The chat,
playing
cats was
Street
going
Fighter when
crazy.
you're tired. I think Ray said this too. Like you cannot play Street Fighter when you're tired. Like you can try,
That man was
but
getting cooked.
you're gonna lose to someone who's like, where Mortal Kombat. I can kind of play when I'm tired. I'm like, okay, my wrist is hurting a little bit, but I can still play Mortal Kombat, right? Where Street Fighter, I'm like, I cannot.
You guys can hear me, but they
play
can't hear me on
if I can't play
Discord
it,
right
like,
now.
peak kid vision.
Honestly, I was, I don't know. I don't think I could really agree because it's the same circumstance of like dealing with different characters in a match. Though that's the thing, and it comes down to the play character and your knowledge of the game of like what to do in certain situations when they do that when they're not respecting your
Wait, but
plus
what
frames.
what does
and stuff.
character diversity have to do with me getting mashed on and taking 60%?
If they're mastering your plus, your plus on your string, your 2-1-4 string, he's mashing your string. You have plenty of time to block. If he's like mashing on your string, then you
Okay,
should
but
be able to like you should generally be able to punish that if he's mashing on your plus string. So that's the thing, though. It all comes down to like if he does that and he does it again, then you should know next to like punish him though. It will
I
be the
understand.
same circumstance for like for a Street Fighter. If they was to do that again, you should punish them the next time when they decide to press on your plus frames. That's the thing.
That's true, but what I'm
I don't think
my
it's necessary. I don't think it's necessarily like rewarding. I think it just depends on the circumstance, or the character. Because you just said the
no, 'cause
same thing with like Ken. Because like if you mash against a Ken, he's getting some damage in for like punishing you.
yeah, but not
Alright.
80%. Like,
Yeah.
like
It depends. It depends on the meter and stuff though. Like that's the thing.
no.
He's using. He's not getting.
Even with
I mean,
level 3, he's
well,
not
I don't
healing that much, Like
I
he's
don't
not
know
taking over half health.
how is Sub-Zero getting 80%.
Well, not Sub-Zero, but like he probably has 80% somewhere. I don't know.
Bro,
No,
Sub-Zero damage
that's why I'm
fucking sucks.
confused. No, he
He
is
can
not.
do a long ass combo and that shit equals like 27%. Poor little guy.
That's why that's why I'm just like
True, bro.
saying like I don't think that's like really just valid because it goes for like both games when they generally can do the same thing for
Okay, but
like
then I
if
use your
you
same
catch him.
argument.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use your same argument here. Okay, you're arguing a low tier
Listen,
character
bro.
to a top tier. So if let's put Johnny there, you're taking 80% and mix up, and like with the new tremor assist, he's doing high low 50 like mix up or throw, or like you're getting put through the blender and you're taking high damage for it. So it's if we compare both top tiers,
Well,
Yes, you are making
that's what it
80%
should.
for a
That's how it should go for a game, though, right? Because you're getting punished for something wrong that you did.
for but what?
You,
I was plus. I went to go
yeah.
shimmy you. You pressed this button because you're insane, and I take 80% off of it. What?
80%, bro.
No,
I'm being
I don't
hyperbolic,
think,
obviously.
yeah, I
So
don't
like
think, I don't know, cause
hyper.
it like cause if you're using because that string is what +6 +7.
Two more
The only thing they
four.
should be able to do after that is a down poke. They shouldn't be able to use like even their fastest jab string to be able to get full combo off you off of that. Like sometimes like it's just a timing thing, and then like then you just like getting things like wrong. That's the thing though. Like that shouldn't be happening because that shouldn't be possible.
So you guys think the frames, the
Yeah, the only
the
thing they
frame
should be able to do
respectability
is
on both
pump.
games is pretty equal. Then
Yeah.
you guys could go with that
Yes and no, I guess. I don't know.
toss up.
I
So
don't think we're gonna see eye to eye on that one because
all right. So
I
just
yeah.
to kind of go, how do you guys feel about combo execution difficulty on both games?
I think they're kind of equal.
Vision didn't play enough, so I know he's probably
I
can't
agree
really
with
answer.
I agree with Toes. I think it's kind of a toss up because those are the combos that are hard. Like I'm trying to do a Lime combo that uses 3 lanterns, but the gravity is so intense.
Well, and
Um,
that's where Cash could come in because Cash played enough Street Fighter with Kimberly, and he kind of moved on from basic combos to more like execution heavy combos. So I don't know, Cash. Do you think Street Fighter is easier execution or MK
Hell
one?
no, bro.
You think?
Street Fighter, you gotta, if you don't use Drive Rush or what's it called,
yeah, Drive Rush.
you
I'm
just
sorry,
get
what?
some basic ass combos, bro. But if you want to get the real damage, you gotta use the Drive Rush and shit.
Or the link system, which is even harder. Like, you have to time your input presses in Street Fighter, and that's why I think it's slightly harder, is because I can't just do stand heavy kick, medium punch with Kimberly. I have to do stand heavy kick, wait until the last 4 frames of that move to press stand medium kick, and if I don't press it in those 4 frames, I dropped the combo and I'm getting punished for it. And so, where with MK1, you can just be like 1, 2, 4, woo, it hit. I hit confirm into enhanced move, woo. But there are those hard combos.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's being talked about?
The combo
Combo
execution difficulty.
Combo difficulty. And what was the circumstance with Kimberly?
Or just put pieces together. I agree with Smoke there. Honestly, I think that's a very good.
I missed what he said.
He said,
I heard it.
as an
but
unexperienced fighting game player, oh my god, I lost it.
I had it too, but scrolled off.
Street Fighter 6 combo link system isn't worth me trying to find it out. Mortal Kombat 1 is just putting pieces together.
And the timing is so much different between the games as far as like if you're gonna put an input, you can't just in MK games you can literally input 1-2 back forward 1 and you'll get your special to come out. Street Fighter you could try to do it like that, but it's not gonna come out. It has to be the actual hits have to kind of hit at specific time so you could do your whatever move is gonna come after that. So everything is a lot tighter.
And that's just the difference between the dial-up system combo and the link system.
Yes. So yep.
Yes. And so that's actually one of the things I had on my list here. That was one of them. I had that Street Fighter is a 6-button game instead of a 4-button game, and so you have to know a little bit more, like which buttons to press and which. You have to 2 more buttons, which is not a lot when you're like, oh, it's just 2 more buttons, but it's a lot when putting in practice. I also have the block button. I think that's a big thing because in Street Fighter you can get crossed up. So,
Yeah, that's the one thing Street Fighter you could get crossed up. You know, of course now parry kind of helps with that a little bit.
yeah, but if you bait the
But-
parry, you're getting grabbed into
Yeah,
counter punish grab, which does like 20%.
yeah,
Maybe. If you're like Ryu, I
yeah.
think. But if,
So on the vision, you got anything to say, or you probably agree with that part, unless you don't.
For combo execution, I don't know because so you're saying you have to do like different, not every string work with any special moves. What you're saying?
No, not all inputs and moves work with other moves. So I can't do stand heavy kick. Like I have to press within 4 frames, right? So in order to special get the link to my combo in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So the leniency of combos in Street Fighter is a lot harder than in Mortal Kombat.
That and using the drive rush system is not easy
No.
to do, especially when you got to like. I think some kids have multiples in the
I
combo.
wouldn't say the gyro system isn't easy to use. I mean, you can honestly throw it out there.
No, the drive not you. You
But-
might be thinking about the drive impact.
Oh,
The drive rush system is the one that you gotta hold parry and dash.
yeah.
Yeah, the drive rush cancels. So when you do an input and you cancel it into like overhead or stuff like that. Yeah, that one's a little bit harder to use, especially because it opens up new combo routes too. So you have to know like, okay, off of this hit, what do I get here? And like off of counter punishes, it's like, okay, off of this hit, what do I get here to be optimal? And like drive rush in itself is hard to use, but that system really puts players above each other. For example, I don't think I'm necessarily better than Shada, but I know how to use drive rush, and he doesn't use it
Flex.
at all. And so I think that's why in most of our sets I take it pretty convincingly. Unless he's like on Manon, but even then, like the first time he played Manon, I 3-0'd him. But it's not like, I don't know. It's
damn.
It really sets up a.
So
I love Shada,
easy.
but it really like he doesn't know how to use drive rush, and and he's even admitted that to me. So makes sense there. But I wanted to talk to you, Vision, about the block button, my friend.
Yeah, so I guess
but,
I think. Go ahead. Go ahead, Vision.
Not every string with Mortal Kombat special moves connects either. That's the thing. There's a lot that do connect. That connects the same, but there's some that also like doesn't connect the same.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but more about that. Just don't get sidetracked, because keep it at what the basic question is. Is the combo execution more difficult in Street Fighter compared to Mortal Kombat? Just combo execution. Forget about if it hits, if it doesn't, if this and that. It's just the execution itself.
I'm confused. I'm getting off track because that's what he mentioned.
Oh no, he mentioned it as far as I forgot what he was
putting pieces together.
Yeah,
right?
he was kind of putting pieces together. He's adding that as a difficulty portion of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like Mortal Kombat, you're kind of just putting it's like puzzle pieces, right? Like you see the strings in your training mode, you're like, hey, I can do this, neat. Where Street Fighter, like, okay, does this link into this? Does this link into this? No, it doesn't. Okay, that doesn't. That does. Where Mortal Kombat, you're like, okay, 1, 2, 4 won't link in anything because it doesn't launch. It's not a launcher. What do I do here? Or I don't have enough height for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
like that's one thing that I agree. Like, just like.
Yeah, isn't that where the camera system comes in, bro?
Camera system could be considered like a version of the link system. You could say, I got it.
Technically, that's true.
No, it's a link.
Bro, the cameos are there to turn strings that aren't launchers into launchers.
Exactly, and that's cool, and that adds a lot of depth to the game, but that doesn't mean that it makes the combos harder to do. It just adds it so that you can do that, which, if we're being truthful, makes combos easier, because I know this launches because I can call Scorpion Assist and it launches. Like,
But yeah, but depends on like what you do though, because you just can't like just call them out for every you just can't call them out neutral for everything though. Depends. You
But
have
we're
to do
not talking
either
about
like
neutral though.
some circumstances you either have to do it like close or far though. That's the thing. You just can't like throw it out there and just get it like just like that though. That's the thing. You have to be calculated with
No,
the
you
when it.
really don't.
Yes, I'm
Stop.
confused. Do you not? Can you not just like throw the ambush cameos out there and just do whatever without being
You
calculated with it? Because you cannot.
no, you
It,
can. I go
how?
to the lab for 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, far. This launches 124 with Lee May launches them far. I probably have to use far
Okay,
cameo.
again,
And
you're comparing it to one character. Not every character can do that in the game. You can't make an exception out of one character.
it's
That
common
doesn't
sense.
No, that doesn't defeat the purpose that not every character can do it. You just can't throw out a neutral cameo into an ambush inspector for it work. It doesn't work for everybody. That's the
Ooh,
thing. It
Excellent.
doesn't
I'll
be
accept
black and white.
chaos.
Smoke said this, and I love it. He said, Street Fighter 6 requires timing in every input you do to put links together. But putting one Mortal Kombat 1, the cameo system, is one part of timing. So it's like everything I'm doing requires a timing in Street Fighter. Doing a cameo call requires, I guess, some timing, but not. They're pretty lenient.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Does Mortal Kombat also not require timing when it comes to their combos too? Because you just can't do the combos and it'll just connect. It'll just
But
connect like
nowhere
automatically. That's the thing.
but nowhere near the same as Street Fighter. And it's like, and it's different because every combo requires timing in Street Fighter. To do my basic like stand heavy kick, stand medium punch combo in Street Fighter, I have to time it, and I have to press that stand medium punch at the last 4 frames of stand heavy kick. In Mortal Kombat, I can just press 1-2-4, input my special move before the 1-2-4 is over, and I get the special move.
Okay, for a starter, yeah, I would say for a starting off the
Was good,
special move,
Frosty.
it depends on the character. It probably won't be as hard, but to get a full execution and extending your combo, it is not easy. I wouldn't say it's easier than Street Fighter because that's just the.
What?
It seems like
Yes.
what
So the basis. So you basically vision. So you don't agree. You don't think Street Fighter is more difficult execution than Mortal Kombat. You think they're even, or you're not rolling with the more difficult game being
yeah, to
execution
my
heavy.
experience, I think yeah, because it's the timing for everything in Mortal Kombat too. Like I get like it's easier to connect things like on special moves, but it's a lot of timing with executing your special moves too when you have them looping in the combo. I mean
Yeah.
in the air and all.
And,
Like
and I think this is where
you just can't do anything and just like expect to connect and just like center and like press buttons. Like yeah, I get it. Like you have to be like certain things have to link. Not everything exactly works with and everything Street Fighter, but it's kind of the same thing with we can't say that you have to be way more calculated in Street Fighter with it than Mortal
no,
Kombat.
not
That's the thing.
calculated. No, it's not about being calculated. Is the execution difficulty, like actually executing the combo, is the
So
what we're talking about. Not how you calculate it, how you set it up. The mindsets or debating. Just the pure. Just here's this combo. Let me see how long it takes you to learn it and do it. And we're talking about like the more execution
I
heavy
do.
combos.
I have one question for you, No Vision.
So learning combos.
No
No.
execution.
I'm
So I have a question for you before we continue.
All right, let him ask.
yeah.
You didn't like Street Fighter, right? You did not like it.
Yes, I don't like it.
This conversation makes a lot more sense.
Well, that's
Oh,
why
boy.
that's why I kind
Well,
of
I'm not
wish.
being biased about the game. I can still play it for fun. Like I like to play it for fun, but competitively, I do not like it. It's
I
the
get
same.
that.
It was the same. It was the same circumstance for MKX2. I didn't. Enjoyed playing it for fun, but I did not like playing the game competitively because I thought it was broken.
Like,
So that's
yeah,
the thing.
Smoke didn't even
I'm not being
pick it up at
biased
all.
No,
about
and
Street Fighter at all because I compared the two and I'm
Never had
being
a
like,
drunk Street Fighter
being neutral
stream.
about it because I can
Sadness.
admit, like I did enjoy the
No
game like a
Cedar
few
with his
times when I did
Ryu.
play it. When I
So
started to get better, I was having a better time with it.
Smoke without
But
no
I
who would have
wasn't.
been.
but I specifically don't like the game because of the mechanics. I don't enjoy it. That's
So
why.
I
It's
wasn't
not my
saying
style at
that.
all.
Sorry, the way I said that definitely came off wrong. But I wasn't saying that you were being biased because I don't think you're being biased. You've actually been very calm in this conversation. I thought we'd be screaming at each other more. But I think the the reason I asked that is because you didn't enjoy the game competitively. You joined it for
Yeah.
fun, and that just the knowledge indifference
Yeah.
is taking a game
Look, you
competitively
going
like I
past what and
have
do with MK combos
and
pretty
playing it casually
quick if you just
is
kind of sit there and do it.
Well,
very
I can say the same thing
A
for
lot
you
easier.
doing it for Mortal Kombat because you don't play Mortal Kombat competitively. You play it
That's not
casually
true.
right now.
That is not true. I want to play it more competitively. I just can't because the game sucks and we don't have crossplay.
Yeah, that's the thing though. But we can't enter. You can't. You're not in that field yet. That's the thing. I get. That's me saying. I can say the same thing.
But
Yes,
I'm
Yeah, but wait,
trying-
real quick,
You're one T two.
real quick, wait, Vision. The difference is if Kid has put more, I guess, focus in his learning the game and combo execution, more, I guess, more intensive than you did with Street Fighter. I mean, we could
But I did
agree.
the same thing for Street Fighter though, because after like
Not like he
no
did. How he's
after
doing.
no because like after me getting because after that they talked the group of us had and that one time when I would say I would keep playing Street Fighter and get better to prove a point, and which I did, and I did. And that's why I just generally don't like the game because that is the mechanics. So that's the thing. Like, because I could do the same thing for like Street Fighter 2. Like,
But
because
no,
I did start enjoying the game once I was getting, like, I was
but it's
getting into
not
it. And, like,
enjoying the game though. That's the difference. Is I'm attempting to take Mortal Kombat competitively. That's why I reach out to Sito when they're streaming and Rattle when he's streaming, and I be like, "Yo, games," so that I can play. But
Damn, Cash. He didn't even mention you. It's fucked up.
I can't play Cash, else I would. I'd be playing.
Oh,
Cash
reach out.
every
Okay.
time
I
he
think you meant reach
streams.
out as in for advice. Okay. Reach
No,
out for
Well,
games.
I have I've asked Cash like, do you have opinions on this character with this shell, stuff like that, like, but I'm trying to take the game competitively with Mortal Kombat, or you're. It wasn't a 5-hour stream of just me looking at Katana's fans. That shit, it was just 30 minutes of me trying to understand that dumb bitch, okay?
But
Um,
I just think, yeah, just to clear, like, just me personally, I think Street Fighter has a higher execution difficulty compared to Mortal Kombat. That's just, I guess I'll just say my opinion.
That's the Kimberly trials. I'm not ashamed. I ain't going back.
Yeah.
Wait, you never beat the Kimberly Trials?
Nah, bro.
Hey, you did the Lily one, so at least you could say you did one.
Some
Completed
of those
those.
are pretty difficult.
Yeah,
There's one where you did. Well, it's like also, I want to keep this in mind
Okay.
too with combos. I had to
I-
teach Cash what a
okay.
TK was, what like a Tiger Knee was.
I could
you know.
agree that the combos are harder to execute in Street Fighter, but I could not agree about the cameo, like the cameo being easy to use. Like,
Listen, bro.
They're-
We're all missing the main point here. The characters in Mortal Kombat have better names. And that's the real thing here.
So stupid, bro.
Better.
that's sexier one.
Like, how you gonna compare a katana to a Manon, bro? What's a Manon?
I'm a known. Sounds like
Why
a cookie.
you pick the most
sounds
ugly
like
bitch in the
does
game,
it sound like that sound like a
bro?
reject Girl Scout cookie? Do you have?
Oh my God.
We don't have any more chocolate mint. We got the Manones in the back. Nobody wants them shit.
Oh
Yeah, who
God.
the hell wants the chocolate man? It's all about the
There's no way you
blonde.
just diss Thin Mints.
No, that.
I
Did
don't
you-
like chocolate in that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah. Now, so see, I guess we
Kick
could
him,
just
kick him, get him
it's
out of. No.
It's pretty much Street Fighter takes the execution
I don't
part
like
of it.
Thin Mints either.
I didn't like him
What?
before, but
What about the tagalongs and the
I get
Samoas?
the appeal now. But those are not my favorites. I like the oatmeal
Never
ones.
mind, we got a
And I
defendant
forgot which
for
ones.
Thin Mints.
Wait. Okay. How about Samoas?
Those are good
Yes.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hella good.
Redeemed. That's what they say. I
Yeah.
love me some Thin
See,
Mints, but
look at
I
that.
also love like mint chocolate chips. My favorite ice cream. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
well, I
You
talked
took
about the
two
block
games.
button that I.
Oh yeah, the
didn't-
block
Nah,
button.
bro. We win. That's all we needed, bro. They got a Banone. We don't.
We do. I will say that, bro. Not to the difficulty. Mortal Kombat definitely has the cooler characters. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. The Street Fighter's characters are lame. That's that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. What about the black button?
And that's what it was. That's
That
it.
the fact that
We're
there is
gonna-
the fact that there is a block button makes Mortal Kombat defense a little bit easier than Street Fighter, because you have to block 4 different directions technically in Mortal Kombat than just 2.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
How high are you?
I was maybe.
I said
Yes.
having the block button is easier to defend, where not having a block button in Street Fighter makes it harder because I have to block 4 different directions instead of just the 2 that you have in Mortal Kombat. Well, technically 5 you can't grabs, but we're not gonna count those.
What? I'm sorry. What directions you have to block besides like overheads and lows?
High low in Street Fighter, I also have to block cross up and cross up low. And then in Mortal Kombat, you just have to block high or low.
Yeah, you just hold the block button. That's what he's saying is if somebody crosses up and kicks you in Mortal Kombat, you hold and block, you won't get hit. But in Street Fighter, you got to block in that direction. So if somebody jumps and crosses you up and you're not blocking in the direction you're supposed to be blocking, you're gonna get hit. So you gotta react to that too.
Yeah, even though you still got you gotta press down to block lows still and all, but I feel like that's when the strings kicks in, because Mortal Kombat is a lot of mix up heavier than Street Fighter. I think, to what I experienced, Mortal Kombat has more mixes. So I think it's a lot of like it's a lot more thinking when it comes to like blocking as well, when you have to like either and also the flawless blocking too. That's when also that's when that mechanic comes into. Because if you mess up the flawless block, then you're getting a risk of getting hit in the middle of trying to flawless block to either try to make something negative on block more negative than it's supposed to be,
Well, that's
or
true. But like that
trying to
mechanic,
prevent chip damage though.
that mechanic is basically just perfect parry. Then at that point, you know, like flawless block and perfect parry are basically the same mechanic.
Yeah. But you got, but it's multiple things we gotta do with it too, though. That's the thing, though. That's what like also like puts it on par with making a block button, because we just, we have to use it for multiple things. So it's also an amplify button too.
Well,
so, like,
yeah, but we're not talking about amplified though. It's
well,
like,
yeah.
But it's just like blocking in general, I feel like is harder.
Yeah, but I think we have to. Yeah, I just generally think we have to do a lot more when it comes to blocking, because it's the flawless blocking and it's the strings that we have to block, because we have way more mixes that I personally think we have in Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter, to what I experienced.
So you're saying you have more high-low mix in Mortal Kombat, which
low
I agree. Yeah, so high-low same side mix, but in Street Fighter you can get high-low same side and high-low cross-up mix as well. So like,
yeah, that's his main argument, is that vision that you have to actually like switch your block position
direction. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to change it. It's not universal like MK. You have to switch how you're blocking if you get crossed up. So it's an extra, almost another. I don't know, can't say input, but
I mean,
it's nothing to react to, basically.
Yeah.
So when it comes, somebody's gonna cross you up, you could just hold the block. You don't gotta switch nothing. Just keep holding the same way. And
which
you'll
saves
block
my ass, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but I think the flawless blocking just like puts
But
like
flawless block
doesn't.
and perfect parry are the same thing. I can stop blocking and hit parry, and it'll perfect parry, just like how you can stop blocking and press.
Yeah, flawless
And
block
press block
is
again.
perfect parry because you take the risk.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta wait to the last possible frame, but you take the risk. You gotta be.
No,
if
because in
you
Mortal
fuck up,
Kombat 1, you get
you get
parry,
it.
you get flawless block every string to prevent chip damage, though.
Yes, but
Parry doesn't prevent chip damage, and like it's not the same thing. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but that's only if you like flawless block a string to make it negative though. But not every like string is gonna be negative or flawless block. That's the thing.
Is there, I don't
Mainly
think is
that's
there chip damage in
it's
Street Fighter? I
mainly
don't even know.
for it, yeah, it's preventing chip damage.
Street Fighter,
That's-
you
doesn't
don't
have-
take chip damage unless you're in burnout.
Yeah, okay.
And
But the thing is, with perfect parry, flawless
And
block
that
doesn't
and
take
that's
a
the thing though.
resource.
Like
Parrying does.
parry is not a block though. When flawless blocking is, so that's
Parry is a block. What
so-
are you talking about?
Yeah,
It
it's
literally
it's,
puts up a shield.
it's a block.
Yeah, like it literally blocks everything.
but it's not like it's not a block mechanic though. I mean, it's just a parry mechanic, but it's not the same
It's
thing.
literally a block mechanic.
I forgot what's the flawless.
It's 3, right? 3
I think
frames.
I think it is 3. And online, of course, that goes out the window. But it's
Yeah.
3, and I think the perfect parry in Street Fighter might be maybe it might be a little tighter.
I think
than
it's
that,
also
I don't
3.
know. Yeah.
I'm just confused on how, yeah, it's considered a block. I don't know how it is when it's a parry is not the same as a block.
Well,
but-
because it's not a parry like the person gets like you don't get an attack off
Pushed
of it
away or-
automatically or
yeah.
nothing like that. So it's not like a Johnny Parry or Liu Kang parry in MK11.
They
It's
just
not.
call it a parry. Yeah.
Yeah, they just call it a parry, but it's more like just a shield. Just you don't take
so
no
you can't
damage.
get a combo off of it.
No, unless you perfect parry it, which is pretty hard to do. Which that drops frames, but a lot of times you use parry to block reversals
Projectiles.
because it doesn't. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yes, projectiles, reversals because it stops you. It instead of having chip damage, Street Fighter, when you get hit, you lose drive gauge. So it has a chip damage in it in a way. And so instead of you losing that drive gauge, you just spend the drive gauge and you get super meter off of parrying. So like parrying projectiles, I gain super meter off of it.
Yeah, I think I would rather consider it as more of a counter than actual block, because that's what it really seems like then. Because when it comes to flawless blocking, you're just sitting there like the only thing being, yes, you get combo if you flawless block something to make a string like negative, but that's if you do. And the flawless blocking is mainly meant to prevent chip damage, so that's the thing. So I don't think that really should be a part of like that though. I don't think that's
Yeah, they don't. You can't
don't think that
really
counts.
match them up. You can't pair them up.
Yeah,
or
I
like
don't
what
think
they
that
do
really
one to
counts.
one. But
Same.
I just think that's considered more of a counter than a actual block. To me,
But-
that makes more
But
sense.
I'm not counter. Counter implies that I'm attacking them afterwards. I'm not. I'm just.
That's what
blocking
exactly
the
happens
move.
though. You knock them back with an attack though. That's a whole
you
counter.
don't.
no, that's the thing. You don't.
It's not a counter
The-
though.
the
I don't
parry-
do that with.
They call it a parry, but it's not a parry as you're thinking of a parry. It just
It's not a counter. It's literally just a shield. Like I'm just shielding myself when I hold the parry. The
I
shield
think the
button.
counter would be more of the drive impact.
No. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
counter would be more drive impact. Yes.
yeah. So the thing about parry is it's just a shield. It's almost just you put sign up and you can use it as long as you have what is it they
Drive
use
gauge.
this drive gauge. You know if you don't have drive gauge, you can't. Use the
So
parry.
it doesn't do damage to them and knocks them back if you do that. They're
No.
just right there
It does
in your
not
face?
knock them back. Does not do damage. It just blocks it, and you don't lose drive gauge. Like while getting hit, you gain super meter though,
And it blocks everything. High,
and it
low.
blocks everything. So it blocks high low except for grabs, and that's why grab
The-
loops are in the game.
The only time you could use it to punish something is if you perfect parry, where you get the animation where it kind of slows them down and you could
Mhm.
get a move off.
And
That's when you
that
decide.
adds 4 frames of recovery to their move when you perfect parry it as well. So, for example, like Honda's headbutt, he'll fly at you. You do perfect parry. He stops just in front of you, and he doesn't jump back like he typically does if you just block it or just regular parry. So if you perfect parry it, you have enough time to do stand heavy punch and then get a huge punish counter on him. So similar. That's why I'm saying like flawless block and parry or
And perfect parry.
like
is
perfect
similar.
parry
Yeah.
and PP are very similar to very similar mechanics.
We know that's Kid Vision's buddy.
No, that's PV head, bro. leave him alone.
Oh, man.
He's cool as hell.
But yeah, but that's the parry system in that. Like perfect parry and flawless block is pretty much the same thing in a way. It's just that MK doesn't give you an animation. when you
Listen,
do,
bro, no matter how complex Street Fighter comes out to appear, their lore sucks.
Their lore?
The lore is crazy.
I don't know, bro. I saw the ending of that Mortal Kombat 1.
Bro,
Uh,
they're not consecutive. Street
Well,
Fighter,
there was
Street
wait,
Fighter
wait,
2 are not.
wait. Hold on. First of all, what was wrong with the Indian Mortal Kombat?
Oh, wait a minute. Before we get off track, is there any more counter arguments to the games, or was that like, the gist of the? Was there one?
I
I don't know.
like-
I would probably say just. I feel like you have to work as just. I'll say you probably have to work as much as like you have to in Street Fighter when it comes to blocking, because
Okay.
we have a lot of mix-up strings that we have to deal with, so it requires to go up and down when it comes to blocking, and we also have flawless blocking, which puts it on par with.
Hold on.
He's
Wait,
used
So I
to
don't
it.
know.
wait, hold on.
I wouldn't say it's harder. Neither like it's harder.
All right, like Cash, go ahead, Cash.
Oh, I think he was.
No, that was it, bro.
Oh.
Don't describe that as going up and down. Use another word.
Little bitch.
I think
But that's
the
it. Yeah, go ahead.
last thing that I have here, I think, is Street Fighter has charge characters, where Mortal Kombat does not,
Oh God, charge
which
characters.
adds a pretty high.
What is a charge character?
I have to charge a move before using it. So with Blanca, I have to hold.
Holy shit.
It's getting rowdy. We got the NA people. Their meeting is happening, I think, around 1 in the morning. So they're at the door. So we'll try to get it together in a
Okay.
few.
Are you okay? Or
No, I don't know.
sound like someone was getting shot outside, bro. I was scared.
Sorry, bro. That's my dad getting lit over the soccer game.
Oh,
Oh, it was you? Okay.
I thought it was Vision's back. Because Vision had somebody in the background too, bugging.
Oh, that was
while
my
ago.
girlfriend playing
I
Baldur's Gate with
don't
her friend.
know, bro. He's losing control.
No, that's acceptable over
Okay,
a
yeah,
football
soccer, I
game.
get it.
Yep.
No, I just want to say a charge character, no vision. So in order to do Blanca Ball, I have to hold back or down back in order to, and then press forward and the button at the same time, and then Blanca will do Blanca Ball, but I have to charge it for a certain amount of time. Mortal Kombat doesn't really have anything like that. You just do back forward. So
We have a puppet character. Eat us.
See, you do have a very basic level puppet character, which is fair.
Damn. So
Um,
basic.
he compare him to Zato from
Wow.
Guilty Gear. He's not as intense.
Hey, Guilty Gear is not part of the conversation. Stop it.
3 seconds. So that's
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with anything? Because like I think
It-
that
it just adds.
that's just that's just Street Fighter having like a their own like their own play style.
Well, it's not. So it's not their own.
Or
playstyle.
like that's the thing. I don't know, that differs though, because like there's a lot of anime games that has like charge characters though. But like
Yeah, so
it's
that's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
thing. It's the same
Sure.
thing for like Soul Calibur or Tekken though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And that's
Like,
what I'm
that-
saying though. That Mortal Kombat doesn't have that, because charge characters inherently are harder to play, because you have to charge, and if you mess up the charge, you just whiff a button full screen. So that's what I was saying. That's like one. It's a slight reason why like some of the characters are harder to play. Obviously, not all of them are charge characters, but it was just something I'd written down on my notes.
Yeah.
As well as I had
No.
install supers in Street Fighter, which are a super that basically buffs you for a certain amount of time that you get access to other stuff. So for example, again, Blanca level 2. When I do Blanca charge ball, I can it has follow-ups now, so I can do like down or just like straight down and like fake them out to spend drive gauge on parry. I can and then grab them, or I can do like keep the pressure with like forward and like hit them. And Street Fighter has that. A lot of characters gain access to that, where Mortal Kombat doesn't really have anything like that because their supers are just like you just do damage, pretty much. Obviously they have their own things.
No,
like
but we have a
rank
lot of
modes.
string. Oh, we just have like a lot of strings that either cancels or delays That's something we'll work with that we have.
Yes, but
So
it's not. What I'm saying is, you don't have install supers, so you don't have a move that will buff you for a certain amount of time and gain you access to new abilities. Where Street Fighter does, which is again character specific, but just another small thing I had written
wait,
down here.
wait, what? Like,
So, for example, JP level 2 is an install super because
okay,
he gains access to new moves and combos and abilities, stuff like that, but for a short limit of time. Street Fighter doesn't have really anything like that. They don't have like a install mechanic at all, so that's just another like.
You just said Street Fighter, bro. You mean Mortal Kombat?
Thank you for checking me. Yeah, Mortal Kombat doesn't have anything like that where they're like installs or anything like that. So
that's another layer to put on there.
kind of like, I mean, isn't the same thing for like Kenshi has different movesets when he switches in the stance?
it's not an install. That's just
the same
switching. It's not
the same thing for Kenshi. I mean, not Kenshi. Shang Tsung, because he has a whole different
bro.
move.
Those are just stance switches.
Those are just stance
Different
switches.
moves.
Yeah, and that's just Chun-Li. Chun-Li is a stance switching character. You just install. So
Yeah. So
they
and
have.
that's,
It would be
that comes
like
from playing.
activating your fatal blow, but instead of hitting, it would just give you something.
Yeah. Also, yes, Toes. Jury level 2 gives her reverse beat, which means that she can cancel any special or any input into any input. It's fucking crazy.
So I think considering how I'm sure people expected this to go, it went good. Out of back
yeah,
and forth.
we didn't yell at each other. I thought we were about to yell.
No, educating, and I think I still think, and I know Vision's gonna say, nah, I'm not gonna do that, but I would love to see you guys play together, Street Fighter, and No Vision actually like learning the game from you like at a good rate, even if it's not just JP, because JP, even people that play MK and play just in general say that JP was the more like NRS style character. So
he is.
like if
He's not. That's what makes him so strong. He's not playing Street Fighter. He's playing a different game where every other character is playing Street Fighter.
it probably won't happen, but it will be. I would like to see No Vision actually like learn Street Fighter as good as he's like taken to Mortal Kombat. Because Vision has been no more. He's Pro Vision, not No Vision. He's Pro Vision now. So
he don't like the mechanics, which I can understand. I didn't like them at first either. Obviously, they grew on me. I'm like the biggest Street Fighter blind fanatic. But there's
and that's it for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't. That's why Street Fighter is just different with its core. Its core fan base. Like you gotta enjoy like everything, the lore, the mechanics, and you gotta be into that. And most people that really like Street Fighter look down on Mortal Kombat, and that's just it's not malice. Is what it is. It's just kind of just look down on it.
Yeah, that goes for every community though. Like
in a way, I don't see MK people hating too much on Street Fighter like that.
What Mortal Kombat streamers are you seeing still? That's still like.
Bro, that shit was a fucking pastime. Everybody was.
No, but I'm saying as far as like I mean playing. I mean as far as like shitting on it, like saying that game is trash. Like they won't say it's trash. They won't say it's easy.
Huge discourse over most recently with throw loops and perfect parry.
Yeah.
People have been in arms for that.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah.
People playing it on stream and having the stuff like that is definitely collapse. And you can tell just by the sales. Like, fucking Mortal Kombat sold 3 million already, and Street Fighter still hasn't sold 3 million since it came out. So,
which that is the
Oh, that's where we're going, bro, because last time we had this conversation, Kid, for some reason, was saying we were incorrect about Mortal Kombat selling more.
No, Street Fighter 6, when it came out, was the quickest selling fighting game of all time when it came out. Mortal Kombat 1 came out.
Now it's over.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that was before Mortal Kombat fucking came out.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, it's just within 2 months, 3 million?
I also want to point out though, Mortal Kombat is carried by the IP so heavily.
Oh, of course, yes, it's more. It's a more popular game, but even at that, I'm just saying that is just compare the two communities. You know, like people that play Street Fighter consider MK to be like
They're
the
just global wise,
lesser
just
the
because like
lesser fighting game as far as like skill
Because
level and
past at Mortal Kombat's aren't at the brain capacity that it takes to play like a Street Fighter.
oh no, I took
C-
MK9
but
maybe when it started being more, and that's pretty
yeah,
really when
9,
it started
10
happening.
definitely came back for 11 because that game didn't take as much as
No, I still think that
Street
game
Fighter.
people a lot of people are taking back their little words on MK11 now because
I just
yeah,
miss
but we
Katana fun combos.
just because we got we got the Mortal Kombat community got way bigger when Mortal Kombat 11 came out because that's when they started being
Bro, those
casual.
weren't even the katana fun combos. Those were pre-patch, bro. Those were fun combos.
I know, bro. She's in the fucking beta, she was able to do the cool shit. And
so I guess you guys sticking to the guns. Kid Vision, I think, still gonna remain to say that Street Fighter is the more difficult. Vision, your stance is what? That they're pretty much equal, or take as much challenge to learn to play as each other, or do you lean more towards one or the other?
I would say they're probably equal because I can say that it'll probably like there's a lot of things that's hard to do in Street Fighter, but I say when it comes to Mortal Kombat, there's a lot more thinking
Okay, so that's his.
because you have
That's what
way
he's
more
sticking with.
options.
And Kid Vision is
So,
he rolling with Street
I
Fighter.
can kind of agree with that. I think Street Fighter is
Oh,
harder.
an agreement.
I think Mortal Kombat 1 is more complicated. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter said it, right? So, like, you have to look out for a lot more in Mortal Kombat. With Street Fighter, it's a lot harder to maintain that level of play that you have to play at consistently. And so, I do think Street Fighter is harder, but Mortal Kombat is no slouch, especially with the cameo system, and Tremor looks like bullshit, and I'm definitely going to try him out because he's going to add a lot of...
He could freaking ambush any of his moves. It's gonna cost you the whole whatever.
Okay.
But
I need them to make that a universal mechanic for all summons.
yeah, but it's because just the way he got to switch, I guess, variations is what makes it have that effect. So you want to make a summons have the option to use up your entire thing to make it an ambush. Basically, that's what you're trying to say.
Yes, bro. I want. Oh my god, bro. It'd be so chaotic. I'd love it. It'd be so sick. They're not gonna do it, obviously, but dude, the game would be. A lot of people in the games coming out were like, "Oh, it's gonna be like Marvel vs. Capcom." It's really not, but adding this would give it so much grime to the game. Like, could you turning Frost into a ambush, like forward Frost call into an ambush, would be insane. But it'd be so cool, bro. It'd be so sick.
Exactly why they don't have that for every character.
Exactly why.
Break it, bro. I want chaos.
Fucking Tremor fucking has it for all his moves. Any of his moves could be fucking ambush, which is crazy. It's gonna cost you, but any of them could be.
Oh my god, bro. But I mean, it's the same.
Everything would work. No, that would just make the game work. No.
It'll be crazy, but the other part turned out good. You guys handled it good. Cashin had to smack anybody.
I do want to say too, I love Mortal Kombat 1. I've been playing the shit out of it. I've been playing it a lot. I love Street Fighter 6. Been playing it a lot. I've been trying to balance 3 different fighting games at the moment. So, like, I love them both. I will be playing them both.
Yeah. I can't really shit on Street Fighter because like I kind of like grew up on it playing as a kid and all, but at the same time, like competitively, I just don't. Where I experienced like playing it, like now that I'm here now, like I just don't like playing it competitively.
So
I don't know that maybe I don't know.
I also want to bring up this discussion started because someone was talking shit on Street Fighter in chat, saying the only way I'm gonna get people to start playing Street Fighter is if they want to play an easier game. That's all I'm saying.
All right, but before we do that,
Mm-hmm. True.
you guys were good. Leave it at that.